Grizzlies are not killing most hunters. An assumption is that somebody knows where you are and somebody will come find you. Before you leave, there is one detail you need to put in writing. Leave it out, and a man can go cold while hours are burned searching a whole ridge. Or worse, no search starts at all because nobody has a place to start. Being known to be out hunting is not the same as being findable. I have spent 56 years in these woods since my great-grandfather and my father took me out, and I do not trust that assumption. Let's talk about what a report actually gives search and rescue, how the search ground keeps growing while your body loses heat, what your phone and satellite gear can and cannot do, and the one-page plan that gives people a real place to begin. Grizzlies are not what kills most men in the woods. An assumption does. Across North America, about 180 fatal bear attacks have been recorded since 1784. That is well under one a year across the whole continent. In U.S. national parks, 46,609 people became lost and needed search and rescue between 2004 and 2014. Those numbers are not close. I have hunted for 56 years since I was 4 years old, and I was taught by my great-grandfather and my father to respect what is ordinary. Cold is ordinary. A wrong turn is ordinary. Getting wet, getting tired, and deciding you can push through one more ridge is ordinary. Those are the things that put a man in trouble. A bear deserves respect. Carry what you choose to carry for bear country. But if all your planning goes into the animal and none of it goes into being found, you have prepared for the thing that scares you instead of the thing that happens. The myth is, they know I'm out hunting. Somebody will come looking. No, somebody may worry. That is not the same as knowing where to begin. And what search and rescue receives in that first overdue call decides whether they have a real search at all. What they get is a person on the phone saying, "He went hunting. I'm worried." That tells them a man is overdue. It does not tell them where his boots hit the ground, what road he drove in on, what truck to look for, when he was supposed to be back, or whether he planned to sit one stand all day or hunt a whole piece of country. A real report needs an exact access point, the vehicle description and plate, the area or stand he intended to hunt, his departure time, his expected return, and his last known location. That is what gives search and rescue a place to begin. Without it, there is no line to draw on a map, just worry and a lot of woods. And if you hunt with a buddy, that helps, but only conditionally. If the two of you get separated in thick timber or both get turned around and nobody outside the woods has your route, then your buddy is not a safety net. He is another man missing. Before you leave, agree who holds the group's plan and who makes the call if either man is overdue. Because up on the ridge sounds like a location until you put it on a map. Then it can become miles of broken ground, and every hour makes that ground bigger while the body starts losing heat. A man keeps moving, and that circle around the last place anybody can put him keeps growing. The distance he might have traveled grows with time. The ground SAR has to cover grows roughly with the square of that time. So an hour spent trying one more draw or one more climb does not cost an hour. It gives searchers a much bigger piece of country to sort through. And cold is working while all that is happening. Wet clothes, wind, fatigue, no food in you, not enough water. Your core temperature starts down. First, your judgment gets loose. Then, your coordination goes. Then, confusion, unconsciousness, and eventually, the heart can quit. It does not always feel dramatic. A man can believe he is pushing through when he has already lost the judgment needed to make a good decision. Dehydration and an empty tank make it worse because shivering and metabolism need fuel to make heat. You wander until dusk, climb yourself tired, and now the unplanned night is far worse than the afternoon was. If dusk is coming and you are not sure of your way, stop, get sheltered, put on dry layers. Do not spend your last daylight hunting a trail you cannot find. And if you have hunted the same woods for years, good. That experience helps. It does not change weather, darkness, or a wrong turn. Your phone feels like the answer sitting in your pocket. It has limits you need to understand. A phone is a good tool. It is not your rescue plan. In weak country, that phone keeps hunting for a signal, and that burns the battery down. Cold takes more out of it. When it dies, you lose the call, the text, the map, and the compass app all in the same little black box. So once you know you are out of coverage, put it in airplane mode. Save that battery for when a signal comes back. And do not count on 911 seeing a dot right on top of you. The location standards people talk about are built around towns and indoor calls. In steep ground or heavy timber, a weak signal can bounce around enough that a live 911 call may still leave dispatch without your exact location. I carry a paper map and a compass, not because I am sentimental about old gear, because they do not go blank when a battery goes flat. Now, if you only hunt close to home on day trips, this is lower risk than a remote backcountry hunt, but a few miles from home can still become dark, wet, and unfamiliar. Leave the plan, carry the map and light, and keep the phone charged. A satellite messenger can change this picture. It can also fail in ways a phone cannot. An inReach or a PLB is a real piece of safety gear. It can bring help to you when a phone cannot. Garmin inReach lets you send an SOS, exchange short messages with its response center, and pass your location on to local search and rescue. During an active SOS, it sends location updates every minute at first, then every 10 minutes to save battery. But don't mistake that for a guarantee. Thick timber, canyon walls, and heavy weather can delay a satellite message. And if you're unconscious, trapped, or your device is in the pack you got separated from, it does nothing. A PLB is no better than the hand that can reach it and press the button. I think of one like a fire extinguisher, worth having. Useless if the fire starts where you cannot get to it. If you carry an inReach, you're better fixed than the man carrying only a phone, but you're covered only if it has battery, sees enough sky, and you can work it. And Garmin's SOS handling is Garmin's system. Check how your own device works before you need it. Use SOS when self-rescue is no longer realistic. Don't press it for a minor delay, but don't wait until cold and confusion have taken the choice away from you either. And before any of that gear can matter, somebody else needs to hold the written plan that tells them where you started. A note in your truck does nothing until somebody knows which truck to look for. Leave the plan with one reliable person who knows your out time and agrees to make the call. Before you leave, write the exact access point, the road, gate, trailhead, or where you parked. Write your vehicle description and plate. Write the stand, hollow, ridge, or area you intend to hunt. Then, put down when you went in, when you expect out, your check-in time, and the one person who calls if you miss it. That paper, or that text, turns "he went hunting" into a starting point. It gives SAR a real perimeter instead of a whole ridge, and it keeps ground crews and helicopter crews from searching blind in bad country. I do this with my grandson now. My father did it with me and his grandfather before him. Somebody holds the plan, and if you live alone or rent a place, send it by text or email to a friend, a relative, or a hunting partner staying home. They do not have to be nearby. They do have to know the job. There is no mandatory 24-hour wait. Weather changes, tracks fade, and a lost man keeps moving. If he is overdue and unreachable, report it. Then comes the hard part, knowing when you have stopped being able to get yourself out. If you're hurt, turned around, losing daylight, and your shivering is no longer warming you up, quit treating it like a problem you can walk off. You are past self-rescue. Stop moving. Get out of the wind and wet as best you can. Stay where you are and signal for help. Lost person models show the odds get worse fast after roughly 2 days, though no model can tell you exactly what will happen to one man in one patch of woods. The line is not a clock. It's whether you can still think clearly, travel safely, and make a sound decision before dark. If you carry an InReach or a PLB, this is what it is for. SOS is not for a minor inconvenience. It brings a real response, but don't wait until you're confused, badly cold, or too weak to work the device. A man who stays put gives his contact and SR one place to start. A man who keeps wandering becomes a moving target in a bigger and bigger piece of country. And if you're worried about bothering SAR because you're just running late, call early with good details. That does not automatically put a helicopter in the air. It gives them a chance to act while the trail is fresh. I'd rather see a man come home embarrassed than have people looking for him after the country has gone quiet. Leave the plan. Know your line. Use the SOS when you cross it. Ask yourself this: does the person who'd notice you're missing know your exact access point and your out time, or just that you went hunting? And who calls it in if you miss your check-in? Tell them before you leave. Next time, we'll cover the first hour after you know you're lost. Stop. Get settled. Make yourself findable.